Good morning, future and fellow weirdo of the flock. How are you? Listen, did you take your medicine? Okay, well, while you're taking your medicine, I'm going to tell you what happened. So, Hezekiah got sick, right? And then he did some shit and God made him better. Well, the king of Babylon, sent him messengers saying, I hope you feel better. And Hezekiah's like, hey, strange people I've never seen before. I feel so good. Let me show you all of my treasure in every single fucking place. Oh, I see you're taking notes, and that's okay. Make sure you write, God is good all time. Yes, right, just like that. So God is perturbed, to put it lightly. So he sends Isaiah to go see Hezekiah. And Hezekiah's like, who's these guys? Drug deal, right? And Hezekiah's like, no, these are good guys, far away, don't worry. I show them everything. And then Isaiah's like, I got something to say to you, asshole. Everybody in your family is gonna get it. Your sons are gonna turn into peckerless slaves. It's gonna be some shit. And then Hezekiah is like, but my time is gonna be good, right? Like, it's gonna be good while I'm alive. I don't care what happens after, but I'm good, right? I don't gotta see, no. Okay. Okay, as long as it's good while I'm king. So then Hezekiah dies and is buried. And it does not say where he's buried. And his son, Manasseh, becomes king. And he's evil as shit. And he does lots of terrible things. And then he dies. And it doesn't say also where he was born. Hold on. And he did. Okay. And he died and he slept. Okay. And Manasseh was buried in the garden of his own house. And then his son became king, and his name was Ammon. Okay. And he was also evil. And he didn't do anything good. And his servants killed him, and he was buried in his own house. And then Josiah becomes king. And that's where we left off and where we are picking up. So, come on in. Come on in. I am Nikki K the Great, and this is the party pad. We have good time. So, come on in. Make you some keep other people alive juice. It's right back there. Right over there. So grab you some. And then come in. I rolled you a joint and a cigarette. So we are about to smoke it, drink it, read it. We have good time. All right. Chapter 22.
Lady, go!
Yeah, I love that. Okay. So Josiah was 8 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 31 years in Jerusalem. This is not the youngest king they've had. The youngest king as of yet has been 6 years old. And his mother's name was Jedida. hold on. Jedida. She was the daughter of Ediah. Okay. She was the daughter of Abdiah of Bosca. I don't know. And he did the good guy thing. He was a good guy. He does good guy things. Okay. And he did like the David thing. He did not turn to the right or the left. And it came to pass in the 18th year of King Josiah that the king sent Shaphan, the scribe, to the house of the Lord, saying, okay, so the dude writing the story, his name is Shaphan. That is such a pretty Shaphan. The son of Meshullam, the scribe, to the house of the Lord, saying, go up to Hilkiah the high priest, that he may sum the silver which is brought into the house of the Lord, which the keepers of the door have gathered of the people. All right, it's time to, what is that IRS thing that they call it? Hold on. I don't know what it's called, but it's when they gather all the money together to see how much they have. Accounting. Ha ha. Go and account for all the money, asshole. Go to the church and give me the money. Okay. So, go count the money, and let them deliver into the hand doers of the work that have the oversight of the house of the Lord, and go fix God's house. Like it's some shit. Like, look what they did, these dirty motherfuckers. They don't know how to clean up. So go hire people. Take all the money and hire people. Do a good job. Okay? So, go and fix God's house. Howbeit, there was no reckoning made with them of the money that was delivered to their hand, because they dealt faithfully. I don't believe it. And Hilkiah, the high priest, said to Shaphan the scribe, I have found the book of the law in the house of the Lord. And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, and he read it. So this must be the book unto Deuteronomy. Like, what did they call that? The Torah. So they must have the Torah. Okay. And Shaphan the scribe came to Josiah and told the king what had happened, that he found this BIBLAY. So we found das BIBLAY. And Shaphan the scribe showed Josiah, saying, Hilkiah the priest, he found this book. And Shaphan read the king what it said. It said these people are bad guys. And it came to pass, when the king had heard the words of the book of the law, that he got naked because he was sad. And the king commanded Hilkiah the priest, Ahikam, okay, Hilkiah the priest, and Ahikam, Shaphan's son, Achbor, and Shaphan, uh, Asahiah, the king's servants, saying, Go, inquire for the Lord. Inquire for everybody. Oh my God. Look, ask God about this book. These people are bad guys. Ask God. Ask God. What are we supposed to do? Oh my God. These people are bad people. We need to find out what to do. Okay. Okay. So go ask him what's up, because the Lord is really mad when he's pissed off. And also, we're in trouble for them. So, I don't know. You should, I don't know. Ask him not to be so mean. Please. Oh my God. Ask him. Ask him nicely. Please. Okay. Okay. So Hilkiah and all them went to Huldah, the prophetess, the wife of Shalom, the keeper of the wardrobe. So he's a personal closet. Okay. She dwelt in Jerusalem in the college, and they communed with her. And she told them, God said, Tell the dude that sent you, he's a good guy. The God said, Man, okay. I will bring evil upon this place and upon its inhabitants, even all the books of the, or all the words of the book which you read. Wonder, I, I just wonder if that guy read the book like I'm reading the book, because it's like, oh, these people are bad guys. This is bad. Oh, and maybe he did, because that Josiah dude is twigging out, man. He's like, I don't know what's happening, but I know it is bad. And then this prophet is like, or prophetess is like, yeah, it's bad. Okay. Um, because they have forsaken me and burned incense to other gods, and tried to provoke me to anger with all their bullshit. Therefore, my wrath shall be kindled against this place, and shall not be quenched. I'm gonna be evil, 'cause these guys suck. What's up, Blue? No, don't even think about it. Don't even. Come on. Okay. So God's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck this place up. These guys are motherfuckers. Okay. Oh, here, something's happening. Okay. Blue, you gotta move, baby, because I can't read. You are a cat and a pain in the ass. Okay. So, okay. God said, Yeah, I'm going to be mad for a long time. Yeah. But to the king of Judah, which sent you to inquire, tell him, thus says God, as touching the words which you have heard, because your heart was tender, and you have humbled yourself before the Lord, when you heard what I spoke against this place, and against the inhabitants thereof, that they should become a desolation and a curse, and you got naked and sad. I also have heard you. Behold, I will gather you to my fathers. No, I will gather you to your fathers, and you will go to the grave in peace, and your eyes shall not see all the evil which I bring upon this place. And they told the king everything that was said. Wild. Okay, so listen, we are gonna go check on our cats. We don't need to water our plants. We're gonna get a refill, smoke this joint, and smoke this cigarette, go pee, and we will be right back. Literally, you won't even know we were gone. All right. We are on chapter 23. Just real quick. This book must have not been written on anything important, because this book has made it a hot second. However, if you read the rules, they're written in different like different tone. Like you can tell, these rules are written by different people, and they're like made up and just thrown in random places in the rules, the original rules, the 10 Commandments. So I feel like other people have found this book before and just added shit in it. But I don't know. I don't know. This is Nicolation. Speculation Nikki style. Nicolation. But we're on chapter 23. And the king sent, and they gathered to him all the elders of Judah and Jerusalem. And the king sent, and the king went up to God's house, and all the men of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem, all the men of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with him. So the women of Judah were like, we're not going. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So all of Jerusalem went with him. And the priests and the prophets and all the people, both small and great. And he read them all the words of the book of the covenant, which was found in the house of the Lord. Okay. So he read them. Hey, this is how bad you are, you bad guys. Like, you fucking suck. Man. These guys suck. Okay. So he read them all the words. And the king stood by a pillar and made a covenant before the Lord to walk after the Lord, keep his commandments, his testimony, and his statutes with all their heart. Hold on. And the king stood by a pillar and made a covenant before the Lord. Usually it says the king and all the people, the prophet and all the people. But this says the king made a covenant. And then it goes into plural speech. And to walk after the Lord, keep his commandments, his testimonies, and statutes with all their heart and all their soul, to perform the words of this covenant that are written in this book. And all the people stood to the covenant. And the king commanded Hilkiah the high priest and all the priests. What about the Levites? Okay. Where are the Levites? Okay. We're not. And the priests of the second order, the keepers of the door, to bring forth out of the temple, out of God's house, everything that was for Baal, the grove, all the gods of heaven, and he turned them without in the fields of Kedron, and buried the ashes of them until. Okay, so he took all the bullshit and burned it to dust, and then buried it in Bethel. Usually it's a brook Kedron, but okay, now it's Bethel. And he put down the idolatrous priests. Okay, so he killed all the devil priests. Okay. And he did this in the cities of Judah and the high places around Jerusalem. So he killed all the devil priests. Okay. Haha, here we go. He put down all the priests that were doing the devil shit. Okay. And all the high places of Judah and places round about Jerusalem. Okay. Then he also and also those who burned incense to Baal, the sun, the moon, the planets, and to all the hosts of heaven. Okay. So I thought the moon thing was like a God thing. So why is it not a God thing right now? Okay, I don't know what's happening. And he brought out the grove from God's house. Like he took it. I'm sorry. He took it out of God's house. Okay. And he carried it to the brook Kedron and buried it at the brook Kedron. Okay. And stamped it into small powder and cast the powder upon. Hold on. And cast the powder upon the graves of the children of the people. Okay. And he broke down the houses of the Sodomites that were by God's house. Where the women wove hangings for the grove. He brought all the priests out of the cities of Judah and defiled the high places where the priests had burned incense, from Geba to Beersheba, broke down the high places of the gates that were in the entering in of the gate of Joshua, the governor of the city, where a man's left hand of the gate of the city. What? Hold on. So he broke down the houses of the Sodomites that were by God's house, where the women wove hangings for the grove. And he brought all the priests out of their cities of Judah and defiled the high places where the priests had burned incense, from Geba to Beersheba, and broke down the high places of the gates that were in the entering in of the gate of Joshua the governor, which were on a man's left hand at the gate of the city. What was in his left hand? What is happening? I don't know what that. I don't know what was on his left hand. I have no fucking idea. Nevertheless, the priests of the high places did not come up to the altar of the Lord in Jerusalem, but they did eat unleavened bread among their brothers. And he defiled Lophet, which is in the valley of the children of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or his daughter pass through the fire to Molech. Okay, hold on. The priests of the high places did not go to the altar of the Lord in Jerusalem. They ate the unleavened bread with their brothers, and he did defile Tophet, which is in the valley of the children of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or daughter pass through fire to Molech. Okay, so the king, he said, fuck this shit, then fucked it all up. So nobody could go worship Molech. And he took away the horses that the king of Judah had given to the sun, S-U-N. Hold on. He took away the horses that the kings of Judah had given to the sun at the entering of the house of the Lord by the chamber of Nathan, Melech the chamberlain, which was in the suburbs, and burned the chariots of the sun, S-U-N, with fire. What does that even mean? Does that mean he's hurting the horses again? Oh my God, don't hurt the horses again. Okay. And the altars that were on the top of the upper chamber of Ahaz, and the altars that were on the top of the upper chamber of Ahaz. Apparently, Ahaz is a clock, so I don't know, because I thought it was a king, but it is a clock, a sundial, something. I don't know, but it's a clock. So there's an upper chamber of a clock. Which the kings of Judah had made, and the altars which Manasseh had made, and the 2 courts of the house of the Lord. And the king beat down and broke them from there, and cast the dust of them into the brook Kidron. See, I told you that was a place. See, in the beginning it was a place too. This place must be haunted like a motherfucker, man. All the devil god ashes are there. I don't want to be living in this place. And the high places that were before Jerusalem, which were on the right hand of the Mount of Corruption, which Solomon the king of Israel had built for Ashtoreth, the abomination of the Zidonians. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the people that say the devil helped Solomon build a temple, I bet maybe the devil helped him build this one. He built all kinds of temples for all of like a bazillion of his wives. He had a bunch. And he wrote a bunch of sexy songs for him too. We're gonna read those. There's a lot of this book that we're not gonna read this time. But the books that we don't read, I definitely have read them and there are videos. But Solomon, he built all sorts of devil shit for his wives. And he wrote them sexy songs. Like nice duets and shit. Anyway. So he beat down that which Solomon had made. Nevertheless. Where the fuck am I at? Okay, right here. And for Shemash, the abomination of the Moabites. Milcom, the abomination of Ammon. The king defiled all that shit. He's like, fuck y'all. And he broke into pieces the images, cut down the groves, filled their high places with the bones of men. Moreover, the altar that was at Bethel, and the high place which Jeroboam, who made Israel sin, made both the altar and the high place. He stamped it into small powder and burned the grove. And Josiah turned himself. And as Josiah turned himself, he spied the graves that were there. He spied the bones that were there and took the bones out of the grave and burned them upon the altar and polluted it according to the word of the Lord which he had spoke. Hold on. And he polluted it according to the word of the Lord which the man of God proclaimed. What title is that I see? And the men of the city told him, it is a grave of the man of God, which came from Judah, and proclaim these things that you have done against the altar of Bethel. And he said, let him alone. Let no man move his bone. Hold on. What the fuck? Josiah turned himself and found some bones. And he burned them on the altar and polluted it, according to the word of the Lord, which the man of God proclaimed. He proclaimed these words. I guess he proclaimed that there was going to be bones burned there. Okay. Then he said, what is that I see? And the men of the city told him, it is a grave of a man of God, which came from Judah. And he proclaimed these things that you have done against the altar of Bethel. And he said, let him alone, let no man move his bones. So they let those bones alone, with the bones of the prophet that came out of Samaria. And all the houses of the high places that were in the city of Samaria, which the kings of Israel had made to piss God off on purpose, Josiah took away and did to them according to all the acts that he had done in Bethel. So he ruined the shit, set it on fire, he murked it. And he slew all the priests of the high places and burned men's bones upon them and returned to Jerusalem. And the king commanded all the people, saying, keep the Passover to the Lord your God. It's time to celebrate Dead Baby Day. So it's written right here in this book how to celebrate dead babies, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna party with God, just like this book says. We're going to have a good time. So fucking do it, man. Okay. Surely there was not holden. Okay, there had never been a Passover from the days of the judges that judged Israel. So it's been a long fucking time, okay? Okay, so there hasn't been it's been like a hot second since they've held a Passover. Okay? But in the 18th year of King... What the fuck? But in the 18th year of King Josiah, the Passover was held to the Lord. Moreover, the workers of familiar spirits, the wizards, the images, the idols, all the abominations that were spied in the land of Judah and Jerusalem, Josiah put away, that he might perform the words of the law, which were written in the book that Hilkiah the priest had found. And like to him, there was no king before him that turned to the Lord with all his heart and all his soul and all his might, according to all the law of Moses. Neither after him arose any like him. It says this about all of them. It does. There was none like him before nor after. These are individuals. They're not carbon copies. But it says this about every one of them. All the good guys. Okay. Notwithstanding, the Lord turned not from the fierceness of his great wrath, where his anger was kindled against Judah, because all the provocations of Manasseh had provoked him. So God was mad as fuck. He's like, oh my God, Josiah, hurry up. Oh my God, hurry up. I can't even concentrate on my video game. I can't even smoke a blunt right now. Oh my God, I'm so mad. Hurry up. Okay. And the Lord said, I will remove Judah out of my sight also, just like I did Israel, and will cast off this city, Jerusalem, which I have chosen, and the house where I said I'm gonna live there. I'm about to move the fuck out. These guys are so bad. Okay, so everything that Josiah did, they're written in the Chronicles of Judah. Okay. In his days, Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, went up against the king of Assyria to the river Euphrates, Euphrates, and King Josiah went against him and slew him at Megiddo, and he had seen him. Oh, he slew him when he saw him, and his servants carried him in a chariot dead from Megiddo. Oh my God, hold on. And the days of Pharaoh Necho, king of Egypt, he went up against the king of Syria to the river Euphrates, and King Josiah went against him. So did Josiah fight Egypt or Syria? Okay, I don't know whose side he's on. Okay. Anyway, he was taken to Jerusalem and buried in his own grave. And the people of the land took Jehoahaz, Josiah's son, and anointed him king. Or, oh my God. Jehoahaz was 23 years old, and he reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. And his wife was, or his mother was Hamuel, the daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. And he did evil. He did all the evil. And Pharaoh Necho put him in the bands at Ribnah in the lands of Hamath, because he doesn't want him to reign in Jerusalem, and put the land to a tribute of 100 talents of silver and a talent of gold. And Pharaoh Necho made Eliakim, son of Josiah, king in the room of Josiah his father, and turned his name to Jehoiakim. Okay, so Jehoiakim is Eliakim. Oh my God. I'm never gonna fucking remember that. Oh my God. But anyway, he took Joaz away, and he came to Egypt and died there. Okay. Okay. And Jehoiakim gave the silver and gold to Pharaoh, but he taxed the land to give him the money. According to what Pharaoh said, he exacted the silver and the gold of the people of the land, every one according to his taxation. Give it to Pharaoh. And Jehoiakim was 25 when he became king of Judah and reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. And he also did evil, just like everybody after Hezekiah. And everyone before Hezekiah. Man, these people have a real adverse reaction to being good. But okay. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Have the greatest day ever. I totally appreciate you, and you are totally amazing. So don't forget, keep your head down, your nose clean, your shoes tied. Don't get ready, stay ready. Oh, learn word magic. It's important. Have